Erica with Time to Shrink. It is time to do another meal prep, y'all. I am not feeling amazing today. We're having a big storm and my body just feels the storms. So what we're going to do today is still get some stuff done because it will just pay off for the rest of the week. But sometimes you just need to take your meal prep and be more realistic. Sometimes what you envisioned yourself doing this whole day of cooking just isn't going to happen. And that is totally okay. So let me show you what we're going to do today. And if I get a little extra energy, maybe we'll add on a few other things. We shall see. All right. So we're keeping it super easy today and just making a few salads and egg roll in a bowl. So I bought this for egg roll in a bowl. Egg roll in a bowl comes together in like 2 seconds. It's better the longer it sits if you use a mix like this. So we just toss all the stuff out and we're going to use this. We're making 2 different coleslaws. We are making a hoagie style coleslaw and we're making like a black and blue, or I don't know what we're calling it, a blue cheese and bacon and Cajun style coleslaw. And then the typical hoagie one that we've been making. We are going to make some eggs for my son with chorizo. This is a pound of chorizo and some salsa. And I think we're going to throw together some buffalo chicken dip because these are all things that I can throw together in just a few minutes and everybody will love. Now, the next thing that I'm doing today that I did want to show y'all is it's a meal prep day. I'm not feeling great. So I set out a freezer meal earlier and we are going to have this for dinner tonight. We're not doing a lot of dinner meal preps today. We are just doing some quick, get it done stuff that we can all eat on during the week. All right, let's do it. All right, y'all. So as I was saying, not feeling amazing today. So I've been prepping all day long, little bits, and then sitting and resting, little bits, sitting and resting. So I already made the chorizo. I already made some bacon. I've already cooked this, and it's making it more doable for me. So it may be taking me all day to do something that normally would take me an hour, but I don't care. I'm still getting it done. So all that to say, let's make some egg roll in a bowl, y'all. I have not made this in so long. There's so many different ways to make it. And I think we're going to get this. We need to get this beef out of here to start everything else. Let's find somewhere to put that. I needed to build this recipe with the beef out of it. So I just threw the beef to the side real quick. And we're going to throw in some onions. I've got a little bit of avocado in the pan. It's almost time to make more roasted garlic, y'all. Okay, so I did a little bit of roasted garlic. We're starting to build our egg roll in a bowl. I've just got some white onion. This is probably like 1/4 cup of white onion, just diced up, and some roasted garlic in there with a little bit of avocado oil. I had pretty lean meat, so I did add some avocado oil because when I took my beef out of the pan, it was dry as a bone. So sometimes when you get grass-fed beef, it's not quite as fatty, which I'm fine with. You can always add. We're going to let that get to a little bit translucent, and then we'll start building. Okay, I had some fresh ginger, so I'm going to use my microplaner. This is one of my favorite tools, zester, whatever you call this thing. I'm going to turn this down to low so we don't burn our garlic. And I'm just going to add some fresh ginger just like this. We'll add more ginger in a minute. I'm afraid I'm going to burn my garlic, so let's start building. Okay. So here is our mix. This is my absolute favorite mix for making egg roll in a bowl, y'all. It's so good. So good. So what's in here is broccoli stalks, green cabbage, Brussels sprouts, kale, chicory. So it's a really good mix. I've just got this over a low, and I'm kind of going to get this tossed, and it cooks down pretty quickly, y'all. So this is a huge portion. We have 2 pounds of ground meat. So this is 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos. We may end up with more than that. We shall see, y'all. And yeah, I feel like we're definitely going to end up with more than that. So 4 tablespoons of coconut aminos going in. And I'm going to just let this keep wilting down and we'll start building, adding our flavor. Just want to get all that garlic up from the bottom with the coconut aminos. So I'm just going to get the rest of this ginger grated in. If you don't have fresh ginger, you could use a little bit of powdered ginger if you wanted. Sometimes I buy frozen ginger. That's really handy too. But we have a ton of fresh ginger right now, y'all. So I'm just going to try and use it up. One of my favorite ingredients is this red boat fish sauce. It smells so gross, y'all. And like, it doesn't seem like something you'd want to put in your food. It's This particular brand is a first press, 100% pure, and it smells fishy stank. And you don't want to use a lot, but it makes a huge difference. So I just do a few squirts around my pan of that, and it makes such a difference in the flavor of this, y'all. I can't even tell you. And then sometimes I build with just lots of different individual spices. Every time I make this dish, it's probably a little bit different. Today, I thought I would try this just Fresh Jack's Thai spice and make this like a Thai style egg roll in a bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding this in. I probably am going to end up doing about a tablespoon, y'all. That's usually where I end up. This smells so fragrant and yummy already, y'all. I still have this over a low heat, and I'm going to let this keep wilting down, but I'm going to go ahead and add my ground beef. And I really don't think I'm going to need 2 pounds of ground beef, y'all. I think we're going to go in with about 1 pound of ground beef, and we'll find something else to do with the rest of it. I can always even just freeze it. I might just make taco meat out of it or something, because that's another quick, easy meal for people. That's another quick tip, y'all, for meal prep, especially if you're someone who struggles with chronic pain or just being tired or just being super busy. Like really for anyone that feels the need to meal prep. The more you do in bulk, things that you can do at one time, the more time you're saving yourself down the line, right? So I only needed 1 pound of ground beef, but I made 2 pounds. Sometimes I'll make 6 pounds of ground beef and I don't flavor it or season it, and I can freeze it in 1 pound amounts, or I can make it in a bunch of different ways. You can take ground beef and do so many things with it really quickly if it's already cooked, right? So sometimes it pays just to cook way more than you need for the current dish, is all I'm trying to say, I guess. I think we're going to add a little bit of spice to this guy. So I'm going to take my Fresh Jack's peppered habanero. This is spicy, but it has so much flavor. It's not just hot spice. Like, it's so much flavor. And I'm just going to keep letting this wilt down, y'all. And then after it's all wilted down to where I want it, I'll taste it and decide if it needs any more help with seasoning. And then I always add sesame oil at the end. I love the flavor of sesame oil, but you don't really want to heat up sesame oil because it has a chemical reaction, not a healthy fat for you anymore once it's been heated up. So I only put it on at the very end. I decided to add a little bit of togarashi, y'all, because I've never added togarashi to egg roll in a bowl before, and it sounds delightful. So we're going to add some of that too. We like things with a lot of flavor around here. All right, I'm going to taste a little bit of this, y'all, and see where we are. That's really good. Flavor's on point. I do think that I'm going to add another 1/4 cup of water because I think these veggies just need a little bit more water to help them get softened. Another thing that I love about egg roll in a bowl, y'all, is that it is so good cold as well. You can totally make this as a meal prep, take it to work for lunch or eat it at home for lunch or dinner, whatever. Heat it up if you want, or just eat it cold. I love it as a cold salad. But another thing you can do with this, y'all, is if you're going to serve it hot, heat it up and then make yourself like a poached egg or a sunny side up egg and put it right over the top when you serve it. And then top that with a little bit more sesame oil. So good. The next thing we're going to make is a coleslaw, like a blue cheese Cajun type coleslaw is what I'm thinking. And I saw Culinary Lion on Instagram make it or show a picture of it, but I couldn't trace the recipe down. On his website, like I was missing it. I'm going to try and find it and link his exact recipe down below. But I did find his recipe for blue cheese salad dressing, and I've never made that before. So we're going to go ahead and make his blue cheese salad dressing, and I will link that recipe down below so you can go to his site to see it. So we're going to build that real quick. It's got mayonnaise, it's got sour cream, it's got apple cider vinegar, it's got heavy cream, which I don't have out. It's got lots of tasty stuff. So blue cheese is probably my all-time favorite salad dressing. And I don't know why, but I never make it, like ever. So as always, y'all, I think I'm more prepared than I am. I tried to do little mini meal prep all day today to get myself ready for this meal prep. And then I'm still not where I thought I would be because I changed my mind. I changed my mind, y'all, way too often. I was not planning to make this. dressing, but it sounds delightful and I want to try it. So we have mayonnaise, we have sour cream, we have heavy cream, we have apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to start getting this mixed, and then I didn't read the instructions, y'all. Okay, he says in a wide mouth mason jar, combine these ingredients, and then using a stick blender, pulse until the dressing is smooth. A few tiny lumps is okay, but it should be combined. Okay, well, it looks smooth to me. I guess it's because of the blue cheese. Okay, we're just going to crumble this in. I don't know that we're going to do a stick blender thing, y'all. I think we're just going to stick to making it like this. But it would have been smart to make it in a mason jar because that's where I'm going to end up putting it probably. So that sounds smart. When you're following somebody else's recipe, you really should probably read the whole thing through once before you start, right? If you like a smoother blue cheese dressing, probably would want to pulse it. What did he say? Yeah, with a stick blender. I couldn't think of the word. Pulse it with a stick blender and then it'll be a lot smoother, but I really want all the chunks of blue cheese, so I'm not going to do that step. I'm just kind of mashing it up with the back of my spatula here, and we're going to try and put this in a jar. Let's do this, Jack. So I have this new funnel that I love. It's a wide mouth funnel and it's collapsible. It's so great. So it fits into mason jars really well. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of this dressing into this jar, and I'm going to reserve some to use right now as a base to a coleslaw. And I may have just overfilled this. Jack told me it was, there we go. All good. All right, y'all. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Like, yep, you need to go make this. You're a blue cheese lover. Moving on. We're going to turn this into a coleslaw. So I am going to go ahead and add 1 more tablespoon of apple cider vinegar because we like our coleslaw to be pretty tangy. And then I am going to use Bold Bayou by Fresh Jacks. Any kind of Cajun, whatever your favorite Cajun seasoning is. What I really ideally would put in this is a blackened seasoning, but I don't have any. So I'm going to go with Bold Bayou Cajun seasoning, which I absolutely know that we adore. So what this has in it, just so you know, is, well, it's just like any other Cajun seasoning, but it's all organic and super, super tasty. Paprika, yellow mustard, basil, thyme, cumin, ancho pepper, sea salt, sage, onion, garlic, cayenne, celery seed, black pepper, nutmeg, smoked chili flakes. Okay, so we're going to just toss some of this in here. And like always, I like to build my dressing before I add my coleslaw. And then if I want to set some of it to the side because I think it might be too much, I'll do that. But we're just going to get this dressing. And also, you can taste and adjust before you add in all your other stuff. Jackson, come taste.
That's really good.
It's really good.
That's really good. I think we could add a little
bit more Bold Bayou.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to start building this salad, y'all. This, with just the Bold Bayou and the extra apple cider vinegar, would be amazing as a dip for pork rinds or chips or veggies. It's pretty spot on delicious, y'all. Spot on delicious. I have to say thank you so much to Frank for the inspiration for this and for the actual dressing for the blue cheese. Okay, this is my very favorite, our very favorite standard. Oh my gosh. Y'all, you've been with me for a while. When I leave a cabinet open or something's like hanging, it drives me insane and I almost don't want to publish that video. So I'm so sorry that I left cabinets open. My mind is, as y'all know, not usually here. What was I saying? Oh, this is our favorite Southern slaw. It's called Southern slaw, but what it is you know that slaw you get with like a barbecue sandwich in the South? And the slaw is like really, really mayonnaise-y and very vinegary. And it's cut up super, super fine. This one's hard to find sometimes, but it's really one of our very, very favorites. Jason saw this one this week and picked it up. So we're going to do it with this slaw, which I think will be perfect with this application. I'm going to toss in some bacon. I cut it up already. I don't know. That was probably like 6 pieces of bacon. I'm going to take some red onion. Not a lot. Just probably 1/4 of a cup maybe. And we're going to just toss this around. When I use this like really fine diced coleslaw, I don't like to add quite as much extra stuff to it. But I thought the bacon with the blue cheese in this would be phenomenal. So this is going to not last long in my house, I can tell you that. And like I always say with coleslaws, you want to let it sit for at least an hour or two in your fridge, taste it, and then readjust if you feel like you need to change something. Because it is not how it tastes right this minute is not how it's going to taste after it sits. You really want to let it sit if you can, y'all. So like if you're going to make this for dinner tonight, it would be awesome to make it like, but I am going to taste it like this to see. That was good. That was really good, y'all. Yum. Okay, we're going to package this up, and then we're going to use the same bowl to build our next coleslaw. Okay, we're going to build our next coleslaw, which is basically like a hoagie salad of sorts. So I put in here some mayonnaise, a little bit of apple cider vinegar. This is homemade pickled sweet peppers. I used a tablespoon of the juice from this. So we have mayonnaise and the juice from that and a little bit of apple cider vinegar going on in here. And I added some Italian seasoning, and I'm going to add some garlic herb seasoning. You can use whatever kind of seasoning you want in this. I'm kind of making like a sub in a bowl type coleslaw, if you want to call it that. I've been making versions of this exact same thing for a few weeks now because we are just really, really loving it. So this is about half a cup of mayonnaise, a total of 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And then if you like yours to be a little sweeter, you could add some sweetener, but we tend to like it on the tart side. So I'm going to start building this. I'm just going to start with a base of coleslaw mix. All right, going to add in a few onions. I'm going to add in a few of these peppers if I can get them pulled out here. Just gives it a really nice briny, yummy flavor. And then I also have this cauliflower, pickled cauliflower that I got at Costco. And so we're going to add some of that in here, however much you want, or just skip it. I always like to build my salads based off of what I have and don't like to like go shopping for specific ingredients for the most part. So this is totally 100% leftovers, this dish. The only thing that's in here that's not leftovers is the dressing that I made, but it was all stuff we already had. I'm going to cut up some cheese to put in here. I would preferably probably do feta today. That's what I'm feeling. But like I said, I'm using stuff that I have, and I had a bunch of this cheddar cheese. So I'm just cubing this cheddar cheese up. It's just slices of aged cheddar. And just remember, the better quality ingredients you use, the better the final product taste-wise, you know? So always remember that. I like to spend a little bit of extra money on good quality cheese and things like that because it makes such a difference in the long run. And I think this is more cheese than we need. So that's okay. We'll just use that and something else. Now we're going to add in some more leftover ingredients that we need to use up. I had some ham left from last week. So I'm just going to take this ham, roll it up, and then cut it in slivers, like slices. If you would rather it be in little squares, you could do that. Whatever floats your boat. So we're adding that because it was open. And then I also had some salami left that was open. So I'm going to do the exact same thing with this. Just chop it into little slices. I'm not giving you any more, baby girl. Not unless I drop it. You can move on. I should not have given you that cheese. Now you're going to want to be under my feet all day. So we're just adding all this meat in here. And then this becomes like a sub in a bowl, right? So we're just going to get in here and toss it all with our dressing. And then put it in the fridge. And just like other coleslaw type things, this gets better the longer it sits. For sure. We are going to make an egg casserole. Believe it or not, we have not made an egg casserole in a skinny minute, y'all. We made some different things. Like we made some breakfast biscuits, and I don't know what we've made the last few weeks, but we have not made an egg casserole in a while. So I'm going to make a chorizo egg casserole. So I've got about 12 eggs in here. Sometimes I just do 8, but we had a lot of eggs. and I have a whole pound of chorizo to use. So I bought the chorizo specifically for this because Jack really does enjoy chorizo, and he's the main person that eats these. I made the chorizo earlier in the day, so it's already cooked and ready to go. Chorizo is just so good. One thing about chorizo, y'all, though, is you can find a lot of chorizos that have not the best ingredients and have tons of creepy carbs, like a lot of carbs. I try to get the ones that are as close to 0 carbs as possible. They have one at Walmart that I really, really enjoy. I've already thrown the package away, though. So we're just going to kind of build this. What are you doing, doll? She's licking my foot down here. I must have spilled something, y'all. I don't know what I spilled on my foot. And we have some salsa that needs to get used up. And I'm not adding any spices to this because the chorizo has a ton of its own flavor. So I don't think I'm going to. I can't remember if I added heavy cream. Oh, y'all. Adding a little bit of cheese, just like a shredded cheddar, and then we'll put some on top.
Back.
So I'm just using an avocado oil spray to spray this. I like to use the ones that don't have any chemical propellant in them. So avocado oil, only ingredient. And now we are going to pour our egg mixture in here. This is probably a lot of eggs for this size, but I think the bigger one is being used right now. That's all right. It'll just take a little longer to cook. And I absolutely hate to use my oven this time of year, y'all. It's just so hot. But I had a casserole that I really wanted to use from the freezer for dinner. So we're going to put this egg and the casserole in at the same time. And we're just going to top this with a little bit of cheese. And then I may just lay some jalapenos across the top because it makes it look pretty. I went ahead and put my casserole that was semi-frozen in the oven while it was heating up. If you have a frozen casserole, I recommend go ahead and starting it in the cold oven. It's fine for the temperature to rise as it's in there. And now the temperature is getting higher, I'm going to add our egg casserole. We are going to build a buffalo chicken dip, but we are making it in a different way than I ever have. So I know y'all have seen me make this a bunch of times, but I'm going to make it differently today. So you may want to watch anyways. And if you've not seen me make my regular buffalo chicken dip, my standard buffalo chicken dip is in my cookbook. My cookbook is always available down in the description box. It's only $12, y'all. Has over 50 recipes. So if you haven't checked that out, I mean, I know I wrote it, but I think it's pretty good. It's easy, family-friendly keto recipes. Like, it's keto, but it's all things that your family will like anyways. So I use this premium chunk chicken breast from Costco. I buy these by a lot. We go through them. That's what I usually use for my buffalo chicken dip. If I have rotisserie chicken, I'll use that. And now here's what's going to be different. We are going to add sour cream as normal, but we are going to add blue cheese dressing as the rest of our sour cream and mayonnaise mixture. I'm super excited about doing this. I think it is going to be so tasty, y'all. Oh, yum. Okay, so we've got our blue cheese dressing in. That's the same blue cheese dressing we just made earlier. I'm using Frank's Red Hot Buffalo Ranch Seasoning Blend. I usually use some type of ranch. This one has a little bit of spice to it, and it's super tasty. And then you use about half of a cup of hot sauce. I use Frank's, so it's not spicy. It has the hot sauce flavor without being super spicy. So it's perfect for this. And now I'm going to add in some bacon crumbles. Bacon makes everything better, right? Oh my gosh. Bacon in this is so good, y'all. So good. And I have some bacon left, so we're just going to crumble it up, add it to this, y'all. And adding the bacon and the blue cheese, oh, I am so excited to eat this, y'all. This is another one of those things that's great heated up. It's something that you can easily make for a party, and it's keto, but everybody loves it. It's also good cold, so it's something you could totally eat just like as a cold chicken salad. I usually add about a cup of shredded cheese. This is like a Mexican shredded cheese blend. So we're just going to get this all completely combined and then stuff it in the refrigerator for people to eat on during the week. That is the name of the game today, y'all. I am not feeling well. off camera. What y'all have not seen is I've taken a ton of breaks, even in this small meal prep. Sometimes you just have to do that. Sometimes you just have to give yourself grace and skip it totally. But if you feel like you can get little bits out at a time, just go ahead and do it in little bits throughout the day and get it done. And I know that once I have my fridge full of all this stuff, everybody will just be happier, including me, because there'll just be lots of yummy options to eat on during the week. So I took things that I'm pretty good at making without even thinking, and things that were super, super quick, and threw them together, and we're calling that a meal prep, y'all. We have one more thing to make, and then we're gonna call it quits. I was getting ready to put this buffalo dip up and realized I totally left out a whole ingredient, the cream cheese. Whole block of softened cream cheese, y'all. It makes all the difference. It tasted good. I had Jack taste it for flavor, and it still tasted really good like this. And then I turned around picking stuff up and saw my cream cheese just sitting all by its lonesome on the counter. So definitely recommend your cream cheese be room temperature. Otherwise, it's really hard to integrate into this. If you don't have room temperature, just put it in the microwave, not in this, because that will catch your microwave on fire. I have totally done that, not on purpose, just not thinking. Y'all, we're getting ready to make something that I'm so incredibly nervous about. And I don't know if I wanna, but I feel like it is so crazy and intriguing that we have to do it. You ready? All right, let's put our big girl panties on and try it. And not prejudge, which I'm so struggling with. Okay, we're gonna make a protein pudding, a chocolate protein pudding. How great does that sound? You wanna know what the main ingredient is? Yeah, you're seeing that right. Hard-boiled eggs, 10 of them. This is from Maria Emmerich, and she is amazing. She has multiple cookbooks. She's flipping amazing, so it's gotta be good, right? I just can't imagine how it can be. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now we need a can of coconut milk. I will link all of the recipes that I'm able to link down below, y'all. So, come on. Oh. Okay, guess we need a spoon for you. Okay, whole can of coconut milk. Entire can of coconut milk going in. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 2. Next is a teaspoon of cinnamon. Y'all, I love these new measuring spoons. They are magnetic, so and stackable. And then they have 2 sides. So I just use this side here. And now I'm going to use the other side and the other spice. And I love that the long skinny one fits into containers really easily. So it says we need a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So we've got that. We need 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to put a little pinch of salt. We need 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. And 1/2 cup of powdered sweetener. There's 1/4 cup. 1/2 cup. So let's make sure. We've got eggs. We've got coconut milk, cinnamon, cocoa powder, salt, vanilla, sweetener. Yep. Okay. Here we go, y'all. Are you ready? I don't know if I'm ready. Oh. Okay, here we go. We're pushing the sides down because I still see like some yolk. We don't want any of that. We want it to be one smooth consistency, right? So she says, let's see. Taste and adjust sweetness to your liking. Now, I was wondering if you needed to like let it sit for a while before you tasted it, but no. All right, another spin. All right, we're gonna pour this in. Looks like we might need a spatula. Hold on. It looks like pudding. It looks like a Frosty from Wendy's. Like the coloring. And and almost the consistency. It's interesting. Like, I feel like I can taste it, but let's let Jason taste it and see what he thinks, y'all. You don't make pudding very often.
That's good.
You like it?
Coconut in it, yeah.
Yeah, there's some coconut
I
in
like
it.
Yeah. It's really good.
Jack, come taste.
Did you make that up?
Are you scared?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Jason approved. I feel like I can taste it. What do you think, Jack?
Tastes sort of like pancake batter.
The main ingredient is hard-boiled eggs,
I can kind of smell that,
right?
yeah.
Like, the coconut and cinnamon doesn't quite overpower it enough. I don't know that I would ever make this again, y'all. I don't know if we're really going to eat it or not, to tell you the truth. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and see if it smells less eggy tomorrow. Okay, well, that's going to wind up meal prep today. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you got some ideas. We made some new things and some twists on some old things that turned out amazing. So y'all come back every Sunday. We do this thing every single Sunday, some type of a meal prep, pretty much every single Sunday. All right. Bye, y'all. Be blessed. See you soon.